Recording it.
Hi, pal.
Hi, pal. So I have been asked officially to introduce this podcast. But I'm not prepared. We never prepare for anything. That's the whole point. Um, we never prepare for anything, full
No?
stop, but especially this. Because said pal, Goonie, is a little bit buggered, bit
Huh,
tired,
I mean, yeah, I think we should amplify that a bit. It's not a literal
dead.
thing. Tired,
I
dead.
think you're doing at the age of 64. Well, that's how old you are, isn't it? Um,
74.
that's how old you feel. Doing what probably both of us, but bringing it back to me. Uh, what I did when I was 23,
Yeah.
which was the Joseph Tour, 12 shows a week, weekly touring. So what that means is you do 12 shows a week, which is virtually impossible, 3 shows on a Saturday. And then on a Sunday, your day off, you move to the next venue. So although you haven't been doing Joseph, I would say this is comparable. And being much older, like keeping up stamina, keeping up all those things. Like when I was younger, I didn't have to think about remembering anything. Does that make sense? Like I just
Yeah.
kind of lived. I
Yeah.
didn't have to remember pills, kids, HRT, partner, like anything. It was just me and I just went. So, introducing this podcast, we have to start off with the fact that you're completely buggered and knackered.
But I
And
think that's probably, but I mean, look, I think you're right. Um, it's Christmas. I'm bringing the cheer,
mm,
but
mm.
40 days of bringing the cheer without a break and doing a show every day is colourful.
Depressing.
It's definitely not that. But
Do you not
it's
think
fair to
bringing
say,
Christmas cheer on a loop makes you feel a little bit unchristmassy because it's like day on, like every day forced Christmas.
it's kind of that, yeah. But from an audience, what's so funny is it's the magic of everyone in every venue has the chance to get really festive on that day. Then they've started, but we're sort of loaded with Grinch.
See, that's why we work because you bring the positivity and the thought of other
Yeah.
people. If I was doing the show, I don't know whether I'd care about the audience. I'd just go, I'm fucked. I hate Christmas. Let it end.
Oh,
Like,
but
how do you maintain the Christmas spirit at the age of 84? How do you
I'm
maintain
getting older by the second.
how
I
do you
mean, I
maintain
am.
the spirit?
That's the weird thing. I actually am
Yeah,
getting older by
well,
the second,
so
literally.
deep. So deep.
Um, how do I keep the Christmas spirit? I think a big part of it, and you're the same as me with this, you're not the Grinch, is being around energetic people and
Mm.
people who are like-minded, and everyone's just in the same boat. And the tour family thing, when it works really well, which is another episode, when it works really well, is
God, yeah.
what you need. It's the thing that we met on. That's
Mm.
why we're friends.
And also, I think as you get older, this is personal, but you probably agree, being around younger people, not
Yeah. Oh,
people your own age is wonderful, but if I'm stuck on a job and there's a much younger person, I gravitate towards that because I feed off their energy like a
mm,
vampire. And it's just lovely. And I learn things as well. Like, I love talking to people in their 20s because I, it makes me feel old, but in a really great way. I feel like I'm learning stuff and it gives me like energy and it makes me want to learn more and not just be stuck in my ways.
well, I think it's the only way. I mean, look what I'm wearing. It's the way of trying to
Adidas.
Adidas. It's the way of trying to work out what's what's relevant now, like in the moment. And I think when you're with people who are sort of 25 to 35 or whatever, you you cotton onto that for 40 days in a row. You just get to know where everyone's at, and don't feel so old fartish because age becomes not important, and that's what I love about it. They're not looking at me like you said, an 84-year-old woman, and I'm not looking at them at their age. Really, we're just all people having a laugh together, and the age does melt away, except in the
They
mornings.
also sometimes look at you with pity.
Also in the mornings, like this morning on show 39, 40 tonight, where your body, I'm sure, compared to the 30-year-old, feels a bit different.
When you're rubbing estrogen gel on, you feel a bit shit.
Yeah.
Can I just say, this is only our second podcast.
Yeah, that's my
Already,
fault.
it's very boring.
Well, I don't know. We hit an all-time high of subscribers.
I'm shocked that anyone cares.
Well, yeah. I'm not. I think it's curiosity. I don't know if it's interests.
Maybe it's just people we know that want our secrets.
I think it's probably that as well.
I just think it's lovely doing stuff like this because it's not the point for us. It's not the point to get. This is a very selfish venture, I think. It's so that I get to see my best mate more and I get to like vent and talk. And I very much think that, much like this episode, some episodes will be shit and boring.
I genuinely, I've got to hold my hands up here to the 15 listening subscribers and say, this will be a regular podcast. I have been the problem because I've not actually been regularly anywhere.
No, that's not true. I think I cancel one because of illness, because having 3 kids who are in 3 different classes, you just cycle shit constantly. They never all get a cold. Like, it's a weird thing. Like, one gets a cold and just as they get better, the next one gets a cold and then you get ill. So you're constantly sick. So I'm sure some of it was me.
Well, either way, it's fair to say the reality of, for everyone listening, all 15, the reality of stuff getting in the way. It's quite hard to keep pushing the thing that actually you really, really want to do when other stuff's going to get in your way and take your time or make you ill.
And I always say to everyone, like, I'm a shit friend. I don't think I'm a shit friend. I think I'm an amazing actual friend when I'm there. Sometimes. So shut up. Let me finish. When I say shit friend, I mean, I do think of people all the time. And I have grown to realize that most female friends especially are the same as me, and they'll say the same stuff. They're like, I think about you all the time. I went to message you, but my kid's arm fell off and I had to go, something happens. And I think as women, we have to give ourselves a lot of credit and a lot of leeway for the fact that I do think we carry a lot. And I think mental load is huge.
Yeah.
And for me, my mental load, especially with ADHD, my mental load is enormous. I've only just come to realize how full my brain is the whole time. And I only have a little tiny brain. So it's always full. And I do think about you and then don't message. And I do. But I think we both understand that. And I think a lot of my friends understand that I know you're busy and you know I'm busy. But it doesn't mean we don't care and we're not thinking, and we check in when we can.
I don't think, the other thing is as well, a lot of people I've spoken to that struggle with friendships or struggle with the distance or the time or the lapse or the people being busy are kind of out of touch with the essence of friendship, which for me is like, you're thinking about it, you're messaging when you can. There's a sort of, you've got to compromise with yourself with it, with other people. You've got to go, look, everyone's busy, it's fine. There's not, what I'm trying to say is in a very tired way. and everyone stop listening. No, what I'm trying to say in a
13
very
listeners
tight,
now.
you know, it shouldn't feel like hard work to keep in touch with someone. That's the point. It
No.
shouldn't feel like that. And I message you at weird times of the night where I know you might get it in the morning, and
Mm,
as long as you can understand that someone's not going to get back to you in an instant. This is the problem now. I see this paranoia around me. This is one of the things I've noticed with a sort of younger generation. They want an instant message response. Oh, it's
mm,
been read. Get back to me now.
mm,
Well, if we did that and took offence at not getting back instantly or not,
mm.
it's like, where does it end? So you've got to have that tolerance to just say people will do care. They do love you. It is going to be like you've talked yesterday, even if they're busy and they get wrapped up in something. It doesn't mean they love you any less. And I think some people really are glued to the phone, and if they don't get a reply, it affects a relationship.
Can't be.
The lovely thing is, doing this pod, we are who we are, aren't we? And we love that. And
I'm getting
you
there.
can't be something you're not. You can't go and
I'm getting there.
glamorize it all. I think the reality of, you know, coming on here, regardless of what's going on, is probably going to get us 5 more subscribers, maybe, or
5 less. Bit dull this time. Um, I think if I won the lottery, one of the first things I'd do was go out and get a butt ton of surgery.
see, it's so interesting. I'd probably get a little bit, but I don't think I'd go for the full Monty.
Oh, no, I would.
I just don't know. I get too scared of operations and
I
stuff.
just think, why not?
I hear you,
Yeah,
but I'm more scared of the operation than the actual. Oh, that I don't have an issue over the moral thing of don't I
yeah.
get surgery. It's more the recovery and
I
the
think because I've had so many operations because of my health, it's like second nature just going in for an operation. I'm like, another operation, hip this time, easy peasy. Like it's not a big deal.
yeah. I've never been that keen on the idea of that that sort of
If
operation
I ever
recovery
had like
thing.
a facelift or something where I've seen people have it done and you look like shit for a really long time, I'd have to be locked in a room with no mirrors because of my ADHD. Oh God, how many times can I say ADHD in 30 minutes? ADHD. But I am very impatient. So I don't know how well I would deal with healing without,
Yeah, and
because all
also
my operations, I've been really lucky because I've healed like dead quick.
also you've got no idea how you're going to heal or how it's going to go, really.
Don't say that. It's going to go brilliantly. I'm going to look like Cher. I want those eyelids. You've kind of got those eyelids. Like I've never had eyelids. I've just had like, I got
Hoods.
it from my mum, hoodies. I'd love to
What
have
do you mean
eyelids.
I've got one of those
I
eyes?
can
Like,
see your eyelids.
yeah,
Like I can see there's like an arch.
yeah.
I can't see mine. Mine don't have.
Mine are a bit droopy today.
Well, of course.
Um,
Right. Shall we?
we've got some questions. How exciting! I know it's been ages, but actually, if this is more regular, guys, questions. We need them.
Guys, you can't say
And
guys anymore. I got told off when
sorry,
I was teaching. You're not allowed to say
everyone questions. And
humans.
future episodes might include an interview. Are we
Or
going there?
might be more interesting.
Yeah, it's not. Oh, God. So, questions. You had a question in.
Okay. This one is from Live Quick.
Liv. Thanks, Liv.
Thanks, Liv. We love you.
We do.
What is your pit and peak? And the translation, because they know that I'm old, best and worst. Is pit and peak like a young person's thing, or is it just a phrase that I would, is that just me? Pit and peak. Is that like cool?
I think it's cool.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
why I hadn't heard of it. What is what is your pit and peak experience from being in this industry as a woman? Heart emoji.
I like that. Well done. Thanks, Liv. God, big question though, isn't it?
Mm.
Deary me.
But more importantly, from being in this industry as a woman. So relating to it, your best and worst being a woman.
Okay. So at the moment, the best experience is the fact that I see little steps of change where I'm not even conscious in this industry playing now in the
Hmm.
last 3 to 4 years
Hmm.
that there's a problem with being a woman or a man. I
Hmm.
feel that is a peak at the minute. Like
Baby
it's
steps.
it's baby steps. I'm not saying it's amazing and that's how it is all around, but I feel a shift.
Mm.
And I feel a shift from whoever I'm on stage with, that it's much more about the musical experience. It's much less about your gender or anything else in most things I do now. So it's getting more common the woman man thing is not a thing. Not every job,
Mm.
but some of the big ones I've had and this recent one, if anything, the inclusivity is far more obvious.
I
We
would
have a
counteract that and say that I still notice the huge disparity in effort in appearance.
okay.
Now, some people say, well, that's your choice. And you go, not really, is it? Because we all know if you don't look pretty, you won't be asked back. I have done gigs with men in the band, and I would say 100% of them don't make an effort with their appearance. They get ready 1 minute before we go up, curtain goes up. If they're allowed to wear their own clothes. I'm just saying, like, you're playing the drums, so you just think, I'll just put on black t-shirt, black trousers, pick my nose, scratch my balls, ruffle my hair, go. Whereas we're in the dressing room, we've spent a lot of money on a costume, which men don't have to do, I would say. I don't know about
only
you,
only blacks, which are like trousers and shirt, isn't it really? So
but
I guess in that respect, it could be clothing you wear every day, but
yes. But they don't have to wear sparkles or short skirts, or you don't have to think about legs or boobs or but like lashes, makeup, hair.
yeah.
For you, you know, lipstick or no lipstick, playing something where you use your mouth, probably no lipstick. So how am I going to counteract? I feel like it's still expected. I'm 100% sure if I turned up to that gig dressed as a drummer, for example, it but like the same, with no makeup and my hair tied back, that there would be shock and horror. They'd be like, what are you wearing? What the expectation is to
I agree with that. I agree with that. But I was thinking about the current show I'm on. I think it would be interesting for me going forward to look at it in a context where it's not a show where you have a costume. So, like the show I'm in currently is really equal representation of the genders, not of anything else, by the way, which is
mm,
an interesting one, but I won't even go there. It's nice to have a mixture of females and males
mm,
identifying as, and I think that's really healthy. It's hard to tell on this show about what the issue you're saying because we have a costume that's given to us, and to make the costume
yeah,
work in context of the Christmas show, you have to
of
fit in
course.
with a theme where we're used to seeing lots of images of Christmas and what that is. So it's different if you're playing a role, which we are,
Yeah,
and the band in this are wearing Christmas
of
costumes.
course. I'm talking more being in musical theatre for years where you wear costumes. I haven't had to think about that. And I feel
Yeah,
like a man putting on a costume often makes them make more effort with hair and face and like you have to make it match. So it's never
agree.
been an issue. When you do a gig
Mm.
and you're with a band, even another male singer, I feel like there's still a bit of a disparity in expectations.
Sorry, I've just been
But
distracted by my cat who's at my feet.
pussy. On a I'm just turning my heater off. On another note, I think in a shallow way, best and worst experience as a woman, great experience as a woman, I've been able to more than my male counterparts, I think, change my appearance drastically to
Yeah,
being in a show. You know, I have had handmade costumes, handmade wigs, things that actually fit me that we don't get in real life where we go
yeah, it's
shopping and
true.
nothing ever fucking fits you. But like change my appearance so drastically and show up every day and look at myself and think, God, you look fit. because I've had to make that effort. I've had to do red lipstick, nails, lashes, wig, boobs out, all of that has been a lovely experience to be able to look at yourself every day and be like, have to make the effort. And I think sometimes men don't always have that massive leap from themselves in everyday life when you're tired. It's same with you. If you're knackered and you have to do a gig tonight,
Yeah.
you feel better because you put on makeup and a pretty dress. Yeah. So I think it's the same kind of thing. Like I feel that's a big plus for women. That's been a big plus in my career as a woman, being able to like, come on, like
zhuzh it up, basically.
Put that mask on and step out of my shit that's going on, and be able to do that is a blessing. I've loved it. And then, wait a minute, we're taking ages for each question.
I was going to say, I don't think we answered it fully, Liv, but we tried. We did a bit.
Worst experience as a woman, misogyny.
Yeah. We'll leave it at that. Because I think that's a whole episode for me.
And also, people who aren't in the industry, I don't think would believe things that are said and done still to this day, and the way you get treated. I don't think they'd believe it, because it's not office. You don't have HR. You don't have all of that lovely stuff that protects you. It is still the Wild West.
And interestingly, invite people in. If you've got a story to share with us, you can remain anonymous, and you're a woman in the industry and you've listened to this and you've not asleep because of how long it is. Send in your story, because it would be really interesting to share someone's story that isn't us. I mean, we'll leave it at that today, but it'd be interesting to do a part of an episode just about experiences, even if you're anonymous. So do that.
And we did have another question about any experiences of misogyny being a woman. So I think we'll just park that one.
Park that and use it as an episode, I think.
Right. Another question from Violet Nascimento.
Okay. Violet. Like great name.
I conjure up like a Harajuku girl.
I think it's
Fit.
Thanks for that.
Right.
Writing in.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
What's it like going through a divorce whilst going through menopause and having to build your lives back up again? Me alongside kids, and then you alongside having lost your mum, experiencing grief, having to find work in the industry that favours young and fresh.
God, it's a great question. It's a big question. Okay. So I'm going to try and keep my bit short, because time-wise. Grief and work for everybody, that again could be a separate discussion, as you know as well. And grief and working in this industry is an interesting mix, which has been a very almost impossible task this year, I would say, to keep afloat and to keep going. I think it's incredibly hard to meet the demands of a flourishing career and be as busy as I am whilst dealing with grief. That's what I will say about that. I would say it's not the most difficult thing I've had happen in my life. The most difficult thing was the loss. But the doing this job after loss is second most, I would say. If I have to, in answer to her question.
Hello, Boots.
I was just that was nice. I was just looking at the question again. I was just looking at the question. But yeah, experiencing grief, having to find work in connection to the young and fresh thing. I don't think that even entered my mind in being in competition with young and fresh at that point. I think it was just surviving, if I'm honest. I think I'm... Yeah. I feel like with what I do, my set of skills, I am in competition with young and fresh. But quite honestly, the process of grief and trying to get this work, fortunately for me, that wasn't another thing I was trying to enter in to think about as being an issue, because there wasn't space for it.
See, from an outside point of view, I would say you can probably deal with the age thing easier because your skill set is higher. So I think just as a singer,
Yeah.
10 a penny. And I found, I thought, oh God, I've got all this experience, and they don't care. They want pretty, skinny boobs, young, generally. And that's who I know who's got the job time and time again. When it just comes to singing, I feel like from an outside point of view, I see you as being, because you're more useful, because you've got a wider skill set. Actually, age to an extent benefits you, because I think a lot of producers have experienced that, not saying all young people can't hack it, but there's a lot that goes into being a multi-instrumentalist and showing up and getting your shit together, getting from venue to venue on time, filling up, like all the things get easier as you get older because you've done them so much. And I think sometimes when you bring a lot to the table, they're looking for age and experience a little bit more.
I think you're right. And I think I was looking at this job and thinking, what's the criteria? And it's primarily, have you got lots of things you can offer, but also are you going to be great to get along with as a team, and completely 100% reliable? Those two big things for me on this job. You've still got to hack it. You've still got to be fit. This is the underlying thing. I think it would hamper my chances of being rehired if I couldn't keep up the physical toll that is required. So it just makes me come out of the job and go, what's the priority? Fitness. And I would say it to anyone in this bracket. And it's a challenge. It's a challenge. It becomes more of a challenge. You have to find a way that fitness and food and health is absolutely first when you get older, to be able to maintain the longevity in the industry. I would say more and more this job's made me look at it and go, thank God for the last 10 years I've prioritized that, because it's meant I can work and work and work now. I think that's what I would say.
That's why I'm finding it really difficult to get back into it, because I had to leave Rocky Horror because I had major spinal surgery, and then my dad died, and then I went into Cats and I fucking hated it, and I was miserable, and my health just declined and declined. And then I did a panto, got offered another panto the next year, had to pull out because it was just, not knowing at the time, perimenopause was creeping in as well and adding to pain, because just the inflammation was through the roof. I think that has hindered me, and not being in control of your health is a very difficult thing to come to terms with. I know you can put aside 3 kids, divorce, all of that is meaningless. I feel now not having my health, and that is the bottom line. I can't do what I want to do, and I'm not lazy, and I want to go back to work, and I want to do everything.
Yeah, of course.
It would help me greatly, and I can't, and it's so upsetting and so frustrating. And added to that, your age. People don't want you, and I understand why they don't want you. I've never been unreliable, but health makes you unreliable.
But it is going to be a very good thing to chat about, because people will relate to this massively. And I talk about it from, I can talk about it from the perspective where I'm lucky enough to go, to all intents and purposes, I might be at 85, but I'm healthy. If you categorize it on an NHS scale, I'm healthy and doing well.
Yeah.
And you have things that you have to really contemplate and battle with, that you can't help. That's just a thing. And I think that discussion of it, another day, I think it's worth exploring that, because I think there'll be lots of people, both sides of the fence and everyone in between, that will want to get tips, advice. Maybe we should look at an episode about tips and advice.
I think a big tip and advice for me is everyone that gets married should have to go through the divorce process and understand what that means, because I think nobody does it. It's another thing in life that no one does until you do it, and then you go, oh fuck. I think, not trying to sound jaded or anything, and not, but if I lived my life again, I was a great success. Personally, I felt like I was a great success, and I had quite a lot of money to play with. And what I did is what a lot of women do. I thought the promise of forever meant forever. So I gave my all. I gave every penny I had, a lot of money. I gave up my career. I gave every single bit of my heart and my soul to a man because I thought it was forever. And now, looking back, what I should have done was invested that money for myself, because you can still have a partner and love them and support them. In fact, more. But if you get to the point that I'm at, where you come out the other end and you're a bit fucked, you don't feel jaded, you don't feel angry going, the court system works that it doesn't matter how much money you put in, you split it. It doesn't matter that you've helped someone else build businesses. Not really. You don't get 17 years of your hard work back. I'm probably going to get what I put into this financially and a little bit more, but not 17 years worth of my investment.
Yeah.
And I did pay half the rent and half the mortgage for many, many years. But my investment, my heart, my soul, I should have kept a little bit back. And I think that's a big, big piece of advice that I'd give anyone young. You know, don't let your crazy girl brain fall in love and give 100% of yourself away. It's not a bad thing. If you get some money to invest it in your own thing.
100%. I mean, I could just ding dong bells from you.
Still give the profit, you know, to your other half. If I'd have bought my own property and not put all my money into our properties and growing a family, I wouldn't be so fucked now. And I, as a person, I don't want to do that. I hate changing myself. I don't want to do that. I want to give. I want to be in it with someone who promises but that's not life, is it? And I think,
well, I think I am only like underline ditto from me, you know, separate episode to discuss divorce. My God, we do need that.
Next episode.
But I definitely feel like advice to anyone is it's an excellent thing. And all the healthy people that you see, it's an excellent thing to maintain in financial independence. Mm-hmm. Even if it's a small percentage or a bit of this, bit of that over a period of time, your own driven independence, certainly fiscal money wise, it's just absolutely key. No matter how your relationship turns out, some people are happily ever after, but to have your own assets and your own choice of, am I going to rent my own place and get an own income stream? Am I going to, if you then choose to feed it into somebody else's, that's fine. But to have it in the first place where it's ring fenced and it's yours by law, I think is absolutely sound.
I think all of our investment, all of our money, we would both be pretty well off by now.
We would
have a decent income that would allow me to just not worry about my kids.
Yeah.
And instead I'm writing to charities, you know, and I'm asking Spotlight for some free counselling sessions to get me through this divorce. And I'm, you know, like I have friends helping me out, and it's a horrible situation to be in. I wouldn't advise anyone to not set themselves up. Yeah. On that sad note.
Well, also practical note. It's a very good piece of advice.
Well, thanks for questions, Liv, Violet. We have loads more, actually, weirdly. Which we'll get through next time.
We will. And also any of your stories that we said in the industry about the difficulty that women face in the industry. Let's get one of those in.
Send in whatever you want. You can send in voice note. You can send in
voice note's a good one.
You can send in a video if you would like to feature.
We can feature you at any point.
And we will.
And it's safe to say we've been rubbish, but my tour ends officially today.
Yeah. January.
We will be right back on the button for the whole of 2026.
And 2026 is the end of a cycle of 9, beginning of 1, or end of a cycle of,
it is.
Which means it's more about like wealth and prosperity and getting rid of this shit.
This year can do one.
Yeah, 2026. I was born on the 26th, so this year is going to be epically amazing.
It will be.
Follow us,
like us, subscribe to us, please tell your friends.
We're not always this boring.
we're not.
We're
And
tired.
we're tired. But also, obviously, more likes, more follows, probably more content
Yeah.
of stuff, and some interesting people if we can
Who
get
would
more
you like to
people.
see? What kind of people would you like to see on? We have
Yeah.
a few ideas in January. We have a couple of little
Yeah.
celebs tucked in our pocket. We have some industry people. We have some people who are very relevant
Yeah.
in our age bracket. So we can do that. But it would be lovely if we gave people what they wanted.
Yeah. So
So
just
get
tell
in
us who you want
touch.
to see, kind of people from
And
every
I see
day.
you on Boxing Day. First time ever.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
And tired.
I'm tired, but in a couple of days we'll be together. We talked about this together, drinking and having a lovely day, and lots of food.
Have you warned your partner that if I get a bit tipsy, I will bully him?
Yeah,
Good. I
I
mean, he
think
knows.
I think essentially he's quite excited about that.
I
To be
think it's
honest,
a turn on.
I think he likes it. Safe to say.
Can't wait.
Right. Well, thanks, people. We will be back with you. We'll announce the next date. We'll probably do a little video just saying when we're going to have the next drop with some dates of when the next pod will come out.
Yes.
But you can follow us on Spotify and all other streaming channels.
I'm going to go and look after my children now.
Yeah.
They've been watching the film.
Ciao.
Love
Bella.
you. Love you, sis. Speak to you later.